Welcome to our channel Brief Bits. Today we will explain a South Korean movie, Train to Busan, an action horror film released in the year 2016. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. The film begins with a seemingly ordinary day, where a chemical leak at a biotech plant goes largely unnoticed, despite the fact that it causes a deer to reanimate after being hit by a truck. This sets the tone for the chaos that is about to ensue. The protagonist, Sok-woo, is a workaholic fund manager living in Seoul, who is separated from his wife and struggling to maintain a good relationship with his young daughter, Soo-in. He is emotionally distant, more focused on his job than his family, and has recently gone through a divorce. Soo-in, disappointed by her father's absence and neglect, wants to visit her mother in Busan for her birthday. Despite Sok-woo's reluctance and busy schedule, he agrees to take her on the KTX 101 train from Seoul to Busan. As the passengers board the train, including Sok-woo and Soo-in, a visibly ill woman stumbles onto the train, unnoticed by the crew. Moments after the train departs, this woman collapses and begins convulsing in a violent manner. She quickly reanimates as a zombie and starts attacking the passengers and train crew, infecting them with a rabid-like virus. The infection spreads rapidly, turning people into aggressive, mindless zombies within seconds of being bitten. The train plunges into chaos as the infection spreads car by car. Passengers scramble for safety, trying to evade the fast-moving zombies that overwhelm anyone in their path. Sok-woo, along with Soo-in, manages to escape to another car, but it's clear that the train is now a moving death trap. The only semblance of order comes from the train's intercom, where the crew attempts to guide the passengers to safety. As Sok-woo and Soo-in try to navigate the chaos, they encounter other key characters who play significant roles in the story. Among them are Sang-hwa, a tough and selfless working-class man, and his pregnant wife, Seong-kyung, who quickly become allies to Sok-woo and Soo-in. Sang-hwa is initially wary of Sok-woo, seeing him as selfish, but they soon bond over their mutual desire to protect their loved ones. Other important characters include a high school baseball team and its members, particularly Yong-gook and his crush, Jin-hee, an elderly pair of sisters, In-gil and Jong-gil, and a selfish COO named Yeon-suk, who emerges as one of the film's main antagonists due to his ruthless and self-preserving behavior. As the train continues its journey, the group tries to stay ahead of the infection by moving to the front cars of the train. Sok-woo initially tries to use his wealth and influence to secure exclusive help for him and Soo-in, even if it means abandoning others. However, the desperate situation forces him to rethink his priorities. Throughout the journey, Sok-woo's character arc shows significant growth as he learns the importance of cooperation, sacrifice, and putting others before himself. One of the film's standout sequences occurs when the train stops at Daejeon Station, where the passengers hope to find safety under military protection. However, they soon discover that the soldiers stationed there have also turned into zombies, leading to a violent chase as the passengers are forced to flee back to the train. This event marks a turning point, as the remaining survivors realize they are largely on their own. As the train continues toward Busan, the group learns that the zombies are visually oriented, they cannot see in the dark. The survivors use this to their advantage, timing their moves between cars when the train passes through tunnels, allowing them brief moments of cover. In one intense scene, Sok-woo, Sang-hwa, and Yong-gook fight their way through several zombie-filled cars to reunite with their loved ones, showcasing bravery and teamwork. The train's remaining passengers gather in the front cars, trying to seal themselves off from the infected. However, internal conflicts quickly arise. Yeon-suk, the selfish COO, begins to manipulate and stir fear among the passengers, insisting that Sok-woo, Soo-in, and their companions are infected, despite having no evidence. This results in a standoff, where the group is forced into a vestibule between cars, effectively trapping them. Sok-woo and his group manage to survive by barring the doors, but at a high cost. Sang-hwa sacrifices himself to hold back the zombies, allowing the others to escape. Yeon-suk's manipulative and self-serving actions lead to further tragedy when the elderly sisters are separated. One of the sisters, seeing the callousness of the others, decides to open the door to the infected, allowing zombies to flood the compartment and overrun those inside, including herself. The train eventually has to stop due to a blocked track, forcing the survivors to make their way on foot. As they approach another train to escape, Yeon-suk causes more chaos, he pushes Jin-hee into a zombie's path in a selfish bid to save himself, leading Yong-gook to stay with her and ultimately get infected. Yeon-suk's reckless actions continue to cause deaths, illustrating his disregard for anyone's safety but his own. Sok-woo, Soo-in, and Seong-kyung manage to get onto a working train engine but not without further sacrifices. Yeon-suk, having been infected, attacks Sok-woo, and despite being bitten, Sok-woo manages to throw Yeon-suk off the train. In one of the most emotional moments of the film, Sok-woo, realizing that he will soon turn into a zombie, says a tearful goodbye to Soo-in. He teaches Seong-kyung how to operate the train before throwing himself off the back of the engine to ensure Soo-in and Seong-kyung's safety. The final scene sees Soo-in and Seong-kyung making it to a blocked tunnel near Busan, where the military is stationed, holding their position against potential threats. As they cautiously approach the tunnel, the soldiers, unable to distinguish them from zombies in the darkness, prepare to shoot. However, Soo-in begins to sing a song she had earlier intended to perform for her father, signaling to the soldiers that they are human. The soldiers stand down, and the two survivors are saved, but not without a profound sense of loss and reflection on the price of survival.